Hey y'all. Hey everybody. Tan is live. Look, this is a sunflower. The epic sunflower battle continues. Yeah, I know our sunflower. Where's Y'all, it's a pleasant day. It's a pleasant day in North. It's not nearly as hot as it was the other day. Like the other day, it was up to, yeah. The other day, it was up to, crap. Can't break my watering device. Hey Kendrick, thanks for joining me on my live today. I want to show you what I'm excited about. I'm glad you're here. So, I've been working in my garden and what I have been showing people, look, these are my watermelon seeds. Last year I planted those melon seeds off something that I bought on clearance at the grocery store. And when they grew, it was delicious. My only regret was I didn't harvest them sooner. Oh, I wish I had a harvest them sooner because I had two of them on the vine, and my tenant came and took one. Just took one right before I was getting ready to get it myself. So I'm planting these in various areas in my yard, and like they've been digging in here. I hate when it happens. I got something in my yard that's digging in my garden and destroying and eating stuff. I have yet to see what it is so I can try to control it, but control it, I'm gonna try. And look, what you're seeing right here, need to ask before I take what? Need to ask before I take what, girl? So look, I've been telling y'all I had zinnia, and I watched another YouTuber. She's Lady Cheryl. Oh, he ain't asking nothing. He, she, it ain't asking nothing. Just out here taking and fully laughing at me because it would be different if the whole thing would just vanish. But I come back and only a little bit is nibbled off of. The rest is thrown in the center of my yard. Was laughing at me to my nah. You thought you was got this? I got this. Anyway, that's my joke about that. I've been telling y'all I learned from another YouTuber about deadheaded zinnia. I was picking up the zinnia and pulling them all out at the end of the season. But another YouTuber informed me that all I gotta do is take these dried heads and do them just like this. That's breaking the seeds. I'm dropping seeds as I squeeze this zinnia bulb. And I do believe these are those candy cane zinnia. No, 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 no. These are orange zinnia. Oh no, it's windy. These are orange zinnia, y'all. I was visiting the gardener and she was visiting someone. She was visiting someone that had seeds, right? I feel like I'm gonna put this is my flower bed. Earlier, I took a whole bunch of seed packets and just threw them in that corner. And what my goal is in doing that is to attract the pollinators to my yard. I already have some daffodils growing over here. I'm just gonna dig some little holes. And look, you see I got little sprouts? I'm hoping that I'm gonna see a big old bed of flowers. Not just sunflowers, because I see them. Look, they out here telling me, look at me. Sunflowers, they won't quit. But that zinnia that I pulled while I was visiting the sister garden, it was orange. And it was so beautiful. I get orange zinnia out of the packets, but I don't get many of them. So I did pull those and I said, yes, I will be planting those and trying to get them to reproduce. And this is my pollinator corner. One of them at least, because I also planted up at the front of my yard. But look, these came from, I hope I will see flowers. That would be awesome. I would love to show a beautiful floral arrangement that I will make with all these flowers. And I do that every year. Since I've been getting good flowers, I've been making flower arrangements out of what grows in my garden. But let me show you what's got me so happy today, Zinnia. Kindred, look. Kindred, let me get in there. Let me get in there. Look, this is my first. Can you see it? Come on, girl, get ready for your close-up. This is my first pomegranate blossom. Yes, look at it. So my tree is coming back. There's no doubt that the pomegranate, it's all in the shade. Let me go to the other side. It's all in the shade. There's no doubt in my mind that the pomegranate tree will come back. I feel like it is drought tolerant, so I have to be careful not to overwater that thing. Overlove it. Oh no. Look, I got a real big asparagus trying to come on up right here. You see it? Can you see it? There's the sun. Maybe I need to get on from every angle. There's a shadow or a glare, but I have a big old, there's a big old asparagus there. And I see another one coming up that's not so big. But my asparagus be getting it. So yes, I'm excited about my pomegranates. Oh, you've never had a pomegranate before? You must try it. I remember the first time I had a pomegranate, I didn't know what it was, but after I had one, I was hooked. And I was spending $1 million on them at the store. But I'm so happy now that I grow my own. And what's going on with you, eggplant? I'm so happy I'm growing my own right now. And last, unfortunately, I did have, look, this is my epic sunflower battle. I planted them sunflowers because I love them. And they loving me back, bigly, all over the place. All right, so, hey everybody, welcome to my live. So what I have done, last year I had a whole bunch of pomegranates. Not really big ones, but it caught a fungus, or maybe it had a fungus because it didn't have, there it is. You see it? Now I'm getting good. I guess my first pomegranate blossom. Yeah, but I found out that it had a fungus and possibly had a fungus because of moisture and because of lack of ventilation. That's what I'm gonna say, ventilation. So I trimmed my tree back. I opened up the bottom. You can see now, you can see the bottom real good. And what I did was I definitely cut a lot over here because last year I had a garden hazard in the wasp. There was a big old wasp nest over here. I had to get that thing down. See, they've been building nests everywhere. I think building in my bamboo sticks. Yeah, my bamboo sticks. Oh, here's what I wanted to tell y'all, right? So in the previous live, I was showing y'all my gardening hack, right? How I water my garden to maintain it in the summertime when it's really hot here in North Texas. Let's see. Look. So I save bottles. Now, if you are okay, let's just go with this. If you enjoy adult beverage every once in a while and you save those bottles, you can use them to water your garden. Now, what I do is I've saved bottles from events that I've gone to. You see that one? Look. I don't know if you see it, but it's still the water. I take those water bottles, those beer bottles, wine bottles, and I don't know if you can see that. There's a level of water, okay? So I was explaining to you guys, they got something on the market already that's just like this. I have an oil pot. Scared. Tan doesn't like bugs. Tan doesn't like wild animals, although they're extremely beautiful. Everything is really beautiful in nature. The colors are vibrant on these bugs that I'm out here trying to keep out of my garden, and the wildlife is beautiful too. But, you know, I have a healthy respect for all those things. I have a healthy respect for all those things and really cautious when I'm out here. There's snakes back here as well. I've seen snakes moving around, but I just make sure that I'm extra careful when I'm out here. But there's something out on the market just like this. Let me show you my oil pot. So oil, I might be getting it wrong, but I have an oil pot. And the oil pot is a clay. It plants in your soil and it waters your plant from the root. Look, got some little strawberries there. Oh yeah, look at your girl. I got more blossoms getting in, right? So this all waters your plant from the root. So you fill this up with water. I'm about to fill this up too. Take this out, you fill it up with water, and it slowly releases the water to the roots of the plant. Now, the that they have on the market, that my good, I went to see their wizard, and not I was. I took these empty bottles, beer bottles, wine bottles, whatever bottle you can get. Like, let me show you. I had apple cider vinegar in this big old jug right here. In this big old jug right here, apple cider vinegar. It's filled with water for one of my bigger pots. Look how big that pot is. It's got my plum tree in it and my fig tree. So take your bottle, take your empty bottle, fill it with water. Fill that thing with water. And because I drink a lot of tea, I have a lot of used tea bags. And I was throwing them things away. And I needed a way to maintain my garden. Because I'm going to be away for a little while. Look, the epic sunflower battle continues. I was going to be away for a while. I need to make sure my plants survive. I said to myself, I said, Tan, how? What can I do? I done spent a lot of money. I've done a lot of work in this garden. How do I keep my plants alive? So I saw them selling a terracotta spike thingy. I don't know where I saw it at. You buy a terracotta spike, you push it down in the soil, and you actually take a bottle just like this and you turn it upside down in the spike. The spike is the filter that holds the water, is my guess. But my filter for janky good, that works. I promise you it works. If you don't follow the instructions, don't blame me. Just like when I was out here airlaying my Roselle bush, I told y'all I didn't follow the instructions exactly like that YouTuber said. I did our own thing, but it worked. I want y'all to know, if it did, it wasn't that YouTuber's fault, it was my fault. So you fill your bottle, stuff that tea bag in it, you gotta saturate the soil. You saturate the soil in the pot that you're gonna put that thing in. Otherwise, the water is just gonna drain out. Now, the saturated soil backs up against that tea bag, and once the soil gets dry, the filter of the tea bag slowly releases the water. That's what that is. Slowly releases the water. Now, you'll get lucky. You'll get lucky if you get some rain. If you get some rain, your water bottles might last longer than 2 weeks. And just like I said before, if I was away for 2 weeks, by the time I got back, my plants was just about to die. They were just about to die. But I got in just enough time to hit them with some water. That's what it was. When I got back, it was time to put some water on them things. Now, I have a transplanted blackberry growing in here. Go ahead, look. Push that down in there. And at last, Like I have bottles now. I started putting my bottles in the ground yesterday because it's like I said, it's getting hot. It is getting hot here in Texas. So I'm trying to get a head start. I need to get one for there. Look, and some of them didn't work. This is what I'm saying. Well, this one's running out fast. It still got a lot in there, but one of my bottles that came out this morning, it was empty. That's because I didn't get the tea bag and the spout properly, or I didn't get it pushed on the soil just right. See, that one's still holding on. That's good. That's good. This is my pear tree. Look. Got a little leaf. My pear tree coming on back. Yay. Y'all, I'm going to be so happy this year if I get all this stuff to produce. I got pears. I got plums. I have figs. I have peaches. I have pomegranates. And, look, I want to show you this. Tired of doing that old school, I don't have no clothesline like my parents used to have. Oh, I love pears, but Kendra, I like my pears extra ripe. So I don't want them firm and feel them seeds. I want them to be soft when I eat them. And I'm not sure what particular type of pear tree that is that I bought. But look, y'all gonna get sick of me talking about Orange Julia Child. But this sister got blossoms. Look, can you see the blossoms? Come on, focus, camera. Focus on them blossoms. Let me. Somebody told me a while ago. Somebody told me a while ago that my camera lens was dirty. I try to remember that thing before I go live sometimes. He was nice enough to let me know, look. So I don't know if I, look, ladybug. So I don't know if I'm gonna get fruit or not. Can y'all see the ladybug? Shit, ladybug. Anyway, yeah, so I'm so excited. Shit, look, it's full of blossoms. It's full of blossoms. And I'm so excited. This is as far this is as far as I've gotten with citrus. Then I'll be killing the citrus trees. And this is my peach. This is my peach tree right here. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I see green. Look. Focus. I do see, look, I don't know if you can see, I do see some green. I keep scratching the bark because I feel like it should have started blossoming by now. Putting off some leaves, but let me know you. So I was out the other day and where is it? So I'm watching trees. I bought trees that were dead at the top, hoping for the rootstock to still be alive. Hoping for the rootstock to still be alive. This one, look, I wanted a different kind of plum. I bought this one. I think I bought this one at the Tractor Supply, and the lady gave it to me cheap. She was like, fair exchange? Yeah, I said fair exchange. Even if the plant didn't survive, I had the soil, so she gave it to me cheap. And this one, I got Walmart. It seems to be dead too. I keep scratching it. Seems dry, but I got a good price on it. So my mind said if I get a good price on it and it comes back to life, 10 is happy. 10 would be happy with that. But let me show you what I did get. I was talking the other day about my blueberries. These are the latest blueberries I'm adding to my garden. I bought them and they were bald. I asked the lady if she could mark them down. She says, let me think about it. I said, well, they already look dead. They had no leaves on it. Look, this one, is that awesome? There's some more green coming right here. Now I just need to keep them alive. Now I just need to keep them things alive. I put my sweet potatoes in the ground. I put my sweet potatoes in the dirt so I can get some slips. Start growing. I love blueberries. I love blueberries. One of my favorite fruits. It's easy and it's versatile. I have pictures from last year when I went to my garden in the morning time. I have a handful of blueberries. Just a handful of blueberries. Just a handful of blueberries from that bush right there. And my blueberry girls. Well, they look scrawny, but they be doing the work. Hey everybody, welcome to my live. Yeah, they be doing the work. And I thought, last year I started thinking, there's a reason that my pink lemonade blueberry hadn't produced. I was like, what is wrong with you? I'd call her the blueberry bush of shame along with my grape bush of shame. Look, it's an epic sunflower battle continues. She didn't like that so much. I put them other blueberries in the garden, and this is the first year I've seen something. Where is it at? This is the first time I've seen something that looked like a blossom on this thing. And now, like I said, I've been watching the Blueberry Whisperer. He's cracked the code on all things berries. And apparently, some blueberries need another type of blueberry to produce. Although, when I bought those, I think they said self-pollinating. That's why I got them. I got them because I thought they were self-pollinating. Look, some of you see that bubble? So this jug is full of water, and it's gonna squeeze into this pot. Right here I got carrots and radishes. I see my radishes coming up. Wait a minute, there's some small carrots to the back, but not many. I should have more because I put a whole pack of carrots in here. Either way, I'm gonna get some stuff from there. Either way, I'm gonna get some stuff. And y'all, I didn't come on here to talk all day. Yeah. Look. Look. I label stuff and my labels fly away. I put $?tree bamboo skewers down so I can know where I planted stuff. And I don't know if that thing is hating on me and removing my labels. Sometimes my labels just disappear in addition to fading. Look, this is something new I'm trying. It's Romesco. Oh, I'm so excited about this. I hope it grows and does well. I want to taste it. And I was saying earlier how I put those onion bottoms in the ground. Look at them. This one. So I might not get full onions, but I know I can cut this and use it in cooking. They're growing. And I'm digging it out a couple times. Just digging that thing out and my tomatoes and my onion and tossing it around the yard because I started in-ground composting in that spot. So my tenant was everything around. I was unhappy about that. I feel like I'm gonna go ahead and get this asparagus right here. I'm not gonna let it stay. Look, these strawberries back here, I transplanted from the sister garden. And I did a 10-minute transplant, how to transplant in 10 minutes on strawberry. But I just looked back here. Look, y'all see that? My tenant gonna be back here nibbling on this. No, that's just a crown. And I have to check too because sometimes my strawberries just, put out a strawberry before and when I look, my tenant be the nibbled on it. Yeah, my tenant be the nibbled on that thing. And I loaded up my garden with shishito peppers this year, y'all. So I'm actually gonna look the epic sunflower battle. I have sunflower carcasses all over my yard. Now this is not the only spot that I have strawberries. I have strawberries in my bucket on the patio. I have strawberries in this spot with my asparagus. And I was talking to Amelia, the other day. And she was saying how she only had a yard and the dirt wasn't good. Well, I'm growing strawberries in this basket. I used to use this basket to hold my compost when I went to the wildlife reserve. Be green onions. I think it will be like onion tops, green onions. I used to use this to hold my wood chips when I went to the reserve. And now I'm growing strawberries in it. And if you see, I got a bottle in there to make sure it stays good. And not only is it in there, it can start growing out. Look, the strawberry moving. So I'm happy about that because maybe I have strawberries all over my yard and I won't hurt so bad when my tenant some. Look, let's see. Someone said these flowers on the grapes are edible. I haven't tried that yet. And I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. You know my fig to sprout. I am waiting. Okay, so the bottom is alive. You see that? You see the green right there. So maybe I did do this ahead of time. Let's see. No, it's still green. Hold up. It's still green. Wait a minute. Okay, so it's still green right here, right? So I'm saying that because, once again, I call myself airland, Tan be out here doing stuff, right? So this one I try to air layer, maybe too soon. But if this thing produces and starts throwing off leaves, I'm gonna have another fig tree for another part of the yard. Now, the thing about figs, Kendrick, I have a love-hate relationship with figs, just like I have a love-hate relationship with sweet potatoes. I grew up with a fig tree in my backyard, my parents' yard, and my parents were not frugal, but they knew how to make $1 out of 15 cents. And tree produced. Oh my God, it was a little old tree. Two things about it. It produced an abundant amount of figs and switches. I think the switches is where I had to connect with the whole thing. But I like figs, but what I do not like is I don't like the seeds, I don't like the seeds in the figs. That kind of makes me mad. So I don't like fig noodles because all I like the bread, I like the taste of fig, but what I don't like is when I'm chewing and I'm getting crunching on the seeds. Now these Celeste figs that I have, the seeds are not as hard, and I can't explain that. But ones that were growing in my parents' yard as a kid had those hard seeds, and that's where I had a disconnect with them. I always liked the fig syrup, because my mom would make preserves. I always liked the fig syrups. I just didn't like the beet texture, and that's the same with blackberry for me. I have blackberries growing in my garden and on my row. So see, you like fig noodles. I kind of feel the way about strawberries, but the beads aren't so hard. The seeds aren't so hard or woodsy. Now, I love that blackberry cobbler, and I'm going to make some too. I've watched another YouTuber. He's a cook. Chef Jeffrey strained his blackberry cobbler, and he was left with the syrup. And that works for me too. That would work for me. I mean, I don't like the texture of the blackberry, but I love the flavor. So I would strain mine. You almost dry. It's been less than, let's see, less than 30 minutes, and this thing is almost already dry. This is my work shirt, y'all. Uh, but yeah, so I will strain mine and put them biscuits in it. Oh, and Tam will be eating. She will be eating for sure. Enjoying it and remembering how good it was. Well, I found that I would never be able to cook as good as my mom or make stuff exactly like she did and have the good flavor that, I really, really love. There's something about food when someone cooks it for you. I don't know if it's always better because someone else done prepared it for you, if they got that special je ne sais quoi or something something that makes it better. But I'll make it and I'll remember how great it was when my mom made it. But anyway, I wanted to show y'all my first pomegranate blossom. I wanted to show y'all that my self-passive watering system, watering hack works for me, and it will work for you too if you, before you deviate, before you deviate, you gotta follow it exactly. Like I said, if you deviated it don't work, it's because you didn't follow the instructions. That's what I had to tell the sister. Epic sunflower batter. That's what I tell Sister Car. It didn't work because you didn't do what I said do. You did what you wanted to. But now she's on the program and she's on a cruise, and every day that ends in Y, putting those water bottles in her plants. She's loading them up with the tea bags, and her garden is thriving. And I'm so happy that, this is my hack, y'all. I watch YouTube hacks all the time, and I'm trying to figure out their hacks. But this is what I came up with working in my garden. I found it to be effective, and I'm really happy with that because it allows the gardener some days off. If I didn't have a watering system, I'm getting three, four small bottles. If I didn't have my watering hack, in the summertime when it's hot, I'd still have to come outside. Not every day, but in the heat on days that I don't feel like moving to water my plants, because I need my plants to survive, y'all. You have to have done the work to get them in the ground, spend the money first. I've done the work to get them in the ground. I need them to survive. And the ultimate good that makes me is that they produce me something to eat. Something that I enjoy eating, that I don't have to go to the store and buy. It's a tea bag. That's all it is. I save them tea bags. I keep them in a Ziploc bag in a refrigerator until I get ready to use them. But anyway, y'all, I done told y'all this before. Go watch my previous video and see how it's done. There's an extensive on it. And that's going to do it for this live. I'm going to go ahead and get on out here. I thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a minute of what I'm getting up to. And watch how my garden grows. And stay tuned to see if my flower garden turns into the ultimate pollinator collector. And that's going to do it for me today, y'all. I thank y'all for tandgreat live from the garden. And that's going to be it. Bye, y'all.